just grabbing your mat. Maybe you're sitting on a pillow or folded up blankets or another rolled up mat. You've got your strap or a belt, you've got your blocks or stacks of books, you've got whatever you need. Maybe you even have a chair off to the side because maybe you're using a chair to help with stability. Just grabbing whatever you need for the practice, and then bringing ourselves down and taking a nice seated, simple cross leg, and maybe rocking from side to side or a little bit from front to back. Oh yeah. Just bringing ourselves into this very present moment, preparing ourselves for the practice today, all of the things that we're going to be doing in the practice today, all the ways that we are going to challenge and strengthen our bodies, challenge and strengthen our minds, our nervous systems. Oh yeah. And if you are rocking from side to side or front to back, you can begin to change this motion, this movement, into some torso circling. So just, oh yeah, just beginning that torso circling. Yes. And taking that. So there are events in our lives where I'm very thankful for the tools that practicing yoga has given me, the ways of breathing, the ways of slowing my thoughts down, recognizing what's going on and not kind of freaking out. Let's go ahead and rotate that the other way. So we're still living the cold water life. They had to order parts. Everything's covered by insurance, but except because our house is so old, they have to bring some things up to code. So it may be 2 weeks before we have hot water again. So it's been interesting. It's been fascinating. And then yesterday, let's bring this back to center. I was like, I'm good with it. I can handle it. I can deal with it. Our electricity went out for like 4 hours in the morning. So I couldn't even warm up water. So I just exercised. That's all I could do. I was like, keep myself warm, keep myself busy, just do whatever. So that was very helpful. Breathing and movement. It can save your life. It can save your mind. And then roll that the other way. And then our kitchen sink broke. The garbage disposal is broken and the pipes are leaking. It all. I don't know why it's all happening right now, but we're having somebody come out again today for this now. Good, go ahead and shrug that up and release that down. But hey, at least we don't have hot water, so we're not using whatever. Crunch that up and then release that down and then crunch that up and release that down. Roll those shoulders back again. And yesterday I was like, okay, I'm going to take a cold shower. I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it. Go for it. And I did. Dad is laughing at me. I'm going to mute you though, because it's going to record you. So I took a cold shower. It was crazy. It was so cold, you guys. It was so cold. I was like, I've been out in the mountains. I've been out in the mountains hiking. Oh, I've been out in the mountains hiking when it's like 90 degrees. And the water's not as cold. Good, let's inhale and sweep this up. And exhale it down. Just standing in cold water, that's a really hard thing to do. Let's inhale and sweep this up. And exhale it out. And inhale and sweep this up. But I felt good after I was done, after I was warm. But it felt good afterwards. And then go ahead and let's take our hands behind us. I was like, oh, I need to do this more often. But then I was like, no, I don't want to do this more often. Drop our chin to chest. And then take our eyes to sky. Drop that chin to chest. And then take that eyes to sky. So I don't know how brave I'm gonna be. Erin was like, hey, you know, they have a shower at the radio station. And I was like, well, that may be a thing. And lift that up and drop that chin back to chest. And then eyes to sky if I need it. However, bring this back to center. Let's take our hands over to our right waist and squeeze that elbow back. One of the doctors that I follow, he just 3 hours ago, just posted about cold water plunging for good metabolic health. And I was like, what? How timely is that? So that might be my challenge. That might be what is challenging me this next week or however long. Good, let's switch it until we get the water heater. I might look at it that way. If I can look at it in a scientific way or in a way that, hey, this is a challenge, this is a thing that I can get points for, then I can do it. Points in my own head, you know. Good, let's release that, shake that out. Inhale and sweep this up and drop that arm down. Ooh, let's reach this over. And let's go ahead and keep that leg, left glute down onto the floor. Good, breathe it here. And exhale it out. And inhale it here. And exhale it out. And I could use a lot of dopamine right now. And that's what it helps with. Good, go ahead and reach this up and drop that other hand down and reach that over. So, hey, everything. There's always blessings in disguise, isn't there? And you're like, I would have never done that. I'll look back at this time. Like, I've never learned how to do that. Or I'll look back and be like, I don't ever want to do that again. Let's inhale and sweep this up. Good, and then exhale that out. And inhale and sweep this up. And exhale it out. One more time, inhale and sweep this up. And let's clasp our hands behind us again. And I didn't say this before, but if you are super tight, then always feel free to use your strap or use a towel. You don't have to clasp your hands together. You can grab your wrists too, if that is helpful as well. Just to open up that chest. Let's look to the left and let's look to the right. Bring our head back to center, drop our chin to chest. And then take our eyes to sky. But I wonder, I'm like, what if I didn't have like the principles that I've learned from my fitness stuff, from yoga, especially my breathing? Go ahead and release that out. How would I be able to deal with like a big thing of the water heater leaving? Let's inhale it again. And then on top of that, the kitchen sink and the garbage disposal and all that stuff. Breathing. It's a lifesaver. Let's take our left hand across to our right thigh, our right hand behind us. Oh, and twist. Oh, let's inhale it deeply here. And exhale it out. And a big deep inhale. And exhale it out. And bring that back to center. Inhale and sweep this up. And exhale it. Let's take our right hand across. Left hand follows the spine down and twist. Twist that. And breathe it here. Inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. And inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. Good. Bring this back to center. Inhale and sweep this up. Clasp our hands at the top. Press our palms towards the ceiling. Let's lengthen up here. We'll do a few side breaths and then we'll get into our feet. I wanted to do that feet massage again today. So let's inhale it deeply and exhale, big sigh out. Inhale it deeply and exhale, big sigh out. Good. Again, inhale it deeply and exhale, big sigh out. One more time. Inhale it nice and deep and exhale, big sigh out. Good. Bring those arms out, hands in front, rotate wrists a little bit. Oh yeah, and rotate the other way. That feels good. Point our fingers up, point those fingers down, point those fingers up, point those fingers down, point those fingers up, and point those fingers down. Good. Open that up, release that, roll our shoulders, and whatever legs out front. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of foot massage, or in my case, foot warming. That's what we're doing too. My toes are cold, but not as cold. Yes, I have also, because I was like, well, since we have cold water, I'm spoiling myself and I've got the heater up higher. And I am good with that. And so is Aaron. So I'm okay with the heat being higher. I can deal with it. I can deal with the cold water if everything else around me is warm. Good. Ooh, and maybe you got some stuff going on in the arch of your foot, maybe the heel of your foot, maybe the ball of your foot, maybe not your foot at all, maybe your ankle or your shin or your calf. Just that self-awareness, coming into that self-awareness at the beginning of our practice so that we recognize the rest of our awareness as we move into more of our practice. Good. Just, oh, that feels excellent. So good. All right, let's switch those feet. Let's take it to the other foot. So switching that cross leg and starting off at those toes, working at the ball of the foot, the arch of the foot. Woo. Good. Back to the heel of that foot. It was good. The doctor, he clarified some things if you were interested about cold plunging and the metabolic stuff. He clarified some things because a lot of people do that cold plunging or cold showers thinking that they're going to be burning fat because of the excess shivering, but that's not a thing. It's not it's so minuscule and minute, but what it does, it affects our feel-good chemicals. So it helps us in those different ways. It's like the circadian rhythm stuff. It's like grounding. It's like being outside during the day. It's the good things for our body that help our feel-good chemicals. So it's not one of those things that's like, oh my gosh, you're going to lose a ton of fat and that you're going to build muscle if you do cold plunging all the time. That's not, it's so minuscule in that way. It's the other way. It's the helping the brain, the nervous system. So that was, I liked that. I liked how we went into a little bit more of that science because it can get kind of iffy or trendy. You're like, oh, I need to do a cold plunge. Well, do you? Do you? Depends on what you're doing it for. Simple cross leg again. Maybe you've got that odd leg in front. Let's inhale and sweep this up. And exhale it out. Good. And inhale and sweep this up. And exhale that out. Very nice. Roll those shoulders back and roll that forward. Good. All right. If you are sitting on something, we can go ahead and move that off to the side. Let's lean ourselves back. Let's go ahead and take our legs wide and let's windshield wiper. Oh, yeah. Goodness. Windshield wiper those legs from side to side. Wake up hip flexors, wake up glutes. Very good. And let's go ahead and keep our right leg in front. Sit ourselves up tall in this nice zigzag position or this 90-90, 90 degree. And let's twist to our left first. So tall twist to the left first before we get into that big hip stretch on the right. So nice tall twist for that spine. Good. And then let's go ahead and do that big old twist to the right. Whew. Good. That hip is lifted. That inner thigh is lifted. And I am excellently sore, a good sore today because it was raining yesterday. That is usually my running day on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but it was raining. And then the electricity went out. Thankfully, I have a mobile hotspot on my phone, so I hooked up my iPad, my mobile hotspot, and I was able to watch my Les Mills app. And I did a step class. I haven't done a step class in like, I don't know, a little while. And I am very sore, and it's good soreness. Bring this back to center. And let's take it twisting quick for 4. So let's take this for 4 and center. It's 3 and center. It's 2 and center. And last 1 and center. And it was fun because I loved step. Step was really fun. All right, let's lean this back and take this from side to side. So I encourage you, if there's something that you think back on, you're like, oh my gosh, that was really fun. That little aerobics dance class that I did, or that step class, or just something like that. There are so many videos on YouTube or apps that if you're like, hey, that would be fun to try again, like a high-low workout, super easy, you don't need anything. Let's go ahead and keep that left leg in front, sit ourselves up tall. You don't need any equipment. You just need to, do all those fun little aerobics moves. Just throw on one of those videos and do it. So I encourage you, just for the funness of it, let's twist to the right first. Don't even think about it being like exercise. Do it because you're like, oh my gosh, I remember that was so fun. I wonder how much I can do. There were some of the things that they were doing in the step movements, and I was like, what? How did I ever lift my hips that high before and do all that stuff with the leg lifts? And it's fast, man. It's fast. But it was good. It was fun. It was fun. It was challenging. And it'll get your mind off of cold water and no electricity. Good. We're going to twist it. Big twist now to the left. Oh, yeah. So we've got that hip twist, that glute lifting. Yes. And don't go crazy though either. Just do it and have fun. Don't be like thinking that it's going to be the same as it was, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago when you did the Jane Fonda aerobics. Because it's not. Just do what is fun for you and just go, maybe just the marching to the music. And then that nostalgia of that music. Ah, so good. All right, bring this to center and let's twist quick for 4. Let's take this for 4 and center. It's 3 and center. It's 2 and center, and last 1 and center. And I was just thinking, I bet even Jane Fonda workouts are on YouTube. I would bet that. That would be kind of fun to do. Good, lean that back. And let's drop this from side to side right here. I see you, Mom. I was there behind you while you were doing those when I was little. I was doing it with you. I was like, I want to be Jane Fonda when I grow up. Not politically, but I want to be Jane Fonda. Very nice. All right, let's lengthen through our legs, flex through our feet. Let's reach up through our arms, lengthen up through this, and let's hinge this forward. Inhale and lift this up, and exhale, hinge. Inhale and lift this up, and exhale, hinge. I think it was probably like the pink spandex where I was like, I just want pink spandex. Inhale and lift this up, and exhale, hinge. Inhale and lift this up, and exhale, hinge. Good. Let's inhale and lift this up, and let's lean it back slightly here. Bend our knees a little bit more and lengthen through our arms so that we were right into that boat pose. Right there. Oh, goodness. Roll those shoulders back. Holding here in that boat pose, we are now engaging that core. Those thighs, quadriceps, inner thighs are super engaged as well. Let's lift one leg. Let's breathe it here. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Release that leg down. Keep it here in boat. Let's lift that other leg. Inhale it here and exhale it out. Release that leg. Keep it here in boat. Keep it here, keep it here, keep it here. Let's do one more time each side because I think we can. Let's lift that right leg. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Release that leg. Hold it. Inhale as we stay in this boat. Good. All right, now let's lift that left leg. Lift it and inhale it deeply here and exhale it out. Goodness, release that. Very nice. Good. All right, let's release this forward. Actually, give yourself a little bit of a hug here. A little bit of hug, and then right into a simple cross leg and hinge. Opening up hip flexors even more. Oh, yes. Very good, very good. All right, bring this up. Let's lean this back again. Bring our hands back behind us and plant our feet into the floor. Let's go into reverse tabletop because I love this one. Let's lift our pelvis up. Oh, so good for those arms. Such a good bicep shoulder stretch. Strengthening for the core as well. Planting those feet. Squeezing those glutes, lifting that pelvis. Neck is nice and neutral. So you're either looking straight ahead or slightly upwards, just not way above you. You don't want to crunch that neck. Just breathing it here. And maybe some days my hands go to sleep when I do this, and some days they don't. Today they are. They're getting a little pinprickly. It's interesting how that happens. Let's inhale it here. And exhale it out. And inhale it here. And exhale it out. Good. Drop that pelvis down. Simple cross leg. Let's hinge this forward again. So good. And maybe your hinge forward, you can get a little bit more of that lengthening and that fold. For some reason, I can today. It's the cold shower. It's the magic of the cold shower. Wouldn't that be amazing? It's like, oh, my hip flexors are good because of cold showers. All right, back into tabletop. You can lift this up, or you may stay here tabletop, or if you want to go a little further, you can go into that reverse plank. We've got a nice tabletop or a nice reverse plank. Either way, we're working that core and those arms, working the whole body, really. Let's breathe it here. Inhale and exhale it out. And big deep inhale and exhale it out. Good. Drop that pelvis. Simple cross leg again. Hinge this forward. Oh, yeah. That might be a trade-off that I would do. If it got rid of my hip flex, like if it made my hip flexors flexible, I might like take up cold showers, but I don't think it's a thing. But that'd be something I would consider. Good. Bring it back. Let's lengthen through our legs, flex through our feet. Let's reach up through our arms, reach up through those fingers. Ah, that wonderful capital L position right here. Right there. Very nice. Our staff pose. Let's breathe it here. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Feet are super flexed, almost so that those calves can flatten into the ground, possibly. Maybe not. Inhale it deeply here and exhale it out. And inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Good. Let's release those arms down. Let's bring that right leg in. Give that a big hug. Take our right over left. Let's wrap that left arm around and let's twist that to the right. So we get all of this going on right here. All of the IT band, hamstring, glute, hip, our latissimus dorsi, our shoulder capsule, all of that, our arm. So much right here. Use that breath. Switch it. There we go, twisting to that other way. Very nice. And bring this to center. Take our foot to our inner thigh. Let's reach our peace fingers for our toe, or hand to shin, or hand to thigh. Whatever is available to you. And we reach this over. So you can reach over like this, or you can have your hand on your rib cage, or maybe you are reaching over this way, whichever is best for you. But remember, whatever you're doing on this side, let's do the same thing on the other side. So today I am reaching over. Good. And then let's go ahead and release that. Let's lengthen ourselves back into our staff pose. Reach up through our arms. Big capital L right here. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Big deep inhale. And exhale it out. And again, big deep inhale. And exhale it out. Wonderful. Release our arms. Bring our left leg in. Give that a big hug. Take our left over right. Wrap that right arm around. Ah, so good for that lat. And oh, let's twist that. Feeling that in the glute on that left leg. IT band. Flexing through that right foot. Very nice. And let's switch. Good. Breathe it here. And bring us back to center. Let's take the bottom of the foot to that inner thigh. Peace fingers for that toe, or hand to shin, or hand to thigh. And whatever you do on the other side, do the same thing on this side. So I was reaching over, so I'm doing the same thing on this side. It's more challenging on this side, but that is good. That means that I need to do it on this side. And breathe. And again, big deep inhale. And exhale that out. Very good. And release that. Very nice. Let's take this back into simple cross leg. And we will do our bridge work towards the end of class today. So let's go ahead and, yeah, we've got our simple cross leg. Let's bring ourselves forward onto all fours right here. So we'll go into some cat and cow. Shoulders over our wrists. Our hips are right over those knees. Let's go and drop that belly to the floor, eyes to the sky. Inhale. And around that spine, chin to chest, exhale. Good, drop that belly, eyes to the sky, inhale. And around that spine, exhale. Drop that belly, inhale. Round that spine, exhale. Drop that belly, inhale. And round that spine, exhale. Drop that belly, inhale. And round that spine, exhale. Good, bring that back nice and neutral, nice and flat. Go ahead and do that too. Take your glutes, take your booty, just take that from side to side, kind of fishtail it. Oh yeah, that feels good too, right there. Very nice. All right. And then just bring that nice and neutral. Let's lift our right leg up, lengthening through that. This may be all that you're going to do today with our bird dog. Otherwise, you're going to take that left arm up into that full bird dog, our full balance. First balance pose of the practice. Let's breathe it here. Inhale and exhale it out. Good. Let's take elbow to knee 6 times here. Let's bring this in for 6 and extend. Here's 5 and extend. Here's 4 and extend. Here's 3 and extend. It's 2 and extend. And last one, let's extend this. Good, release that arm, keep that leg up. Let's cross our leg behind us. That's hitting the wall, but cross that leg behind you and then kind of sit back just a little bit. You can get a good hip and calf stretch. Very nice. And then go ahead and bring that leg back up and then bring that back down. All fours, once again, cat and cow. Drop that belly, inhale. Round that spine, exhale. Drop that belly, inhale. Round that spine, exhale. Drop that belly, inhale. And round that spine, exhale. Good, bring that back nice and flat, back to neutral. Let's lift our left leg up. You may leave it here, or you're gonna go into that full balance, full bird dog. When do that here, let's breathe it. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Good, elbow to knee 6 times. Let's bring this in for 6 and extend. Here's 5 and extend. Here's 4 and extend. Here's 3 and extend. It's 2 and extend. And last one, hold this extension. Hold that here. Good, 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 good. And then release that arm. Let's keep that leg up, cross that behind us, and slightly sit back. So good for that hip, glute, and calf. Right there, very nice. Lift that back up, bring that back to center. Cat and cow, just a few more times. Drop that belly, inhale. And round that spine, exhale. Good. Bring that back nice and flat. Let's take our right arm, lift our right arm up. Let's thread the needle through. Let's do a little bit of back stretching here today. Thread the needle through, take our temple to the floor. We can bind this. So that means that we wrap our arm around and reach our fingers for the top of our thigh, our opposite thigh. Or you can have both of those hands placed on palm down on the floor. So whatever feels best for you here. The bind actually feels really good on my forearm today. So it feels like a really good stretch for the forearm. And my bicep, ooh, shoulder. Good. And then let's bring this back up onto all fours. Very nice. Let's take it to the other side. Lift that left arm up, thread the needle through, temple on the floor, either both palms on the floor or taking that around. So whatever you did on the other side, do the same thing on this side. So good. Oh yeah. Breathe it here. Good. And let's go ahead and bring this up and bring this up. Grab your block or both blocks. Let's do some camel's pose. So if you want to use both blocks, you can have both blocks just right beside your feet, or you can have one block in between your feet. I'm going to do one block today. One block in between my heels. So let's lengthen up through our arms. Let's reach our right hand back for one of those blocks or the back. You can also be doing this on your low back, on your sacrum, having your hand on your sacrum, reaching back for that block and lengthen up through that. So you've got this really, really, really good back stretch. Similarly, we do when we do our crescent, supported crescent on the chair, we are getting good, but this is a lot more of that back bend. So this is a deeper back bend and it's involving much more of the entire spine, whereas the crescent on the chair is getting mainly the low back. We're reaching up through this and breathing, and that neck is nice and neutral wherever it feels best for you, either looking up, out, or down, or all of the above. You could be moving that neck. Let's inhale and lift this up. And then let's take our left hand down back to that block or to your heel or to your sacrum. And same thing, we want that neck nice and neutral here. Maybe you're moving it. It feels good to move it in this position. Oh, it releases a lot of tightness. And no, don't forget to breathe. Breathing. Very nice. Let's inhale and lift this up. And then release our arms down to our side. You can bring that block back to the front of you. Take ourselves down into a nice kneeling pose. And we take our forehead to our hands, which our hands are on the block. So this is a modified child's pose. If you ever need height when you're doing a child's pose and this feels good for you, then you can always use a block here. Good. Let's go ahead and move our blocks to where we want them for our sun salutations. And we're going to do a little bit more child's pose here. So another child's pose. Let's sit back onto those heels. Let's lengthen through those arms. Take that forehead to the floor if you can. And maybe your glutes don't touch your heels. Maybe they're way up, far away from your heels. It's okay. Looking at our hands, let's walk both of our hands over to the right. Take that left hand on top of that right hand. And our left glute, glute is going to that left heel. And then other side, walking that over. Our right hand on top of that left hand and our right glute going to that right heel. Goodness. Feels good on the ankles too. Such a good stretch for those ankles. Bring this back to center. Bring ourselves up, curl our toes under. We're going to go into our first downward facing dog, but we're going to keep our knees super bent. So let's lift our tails to the sky. Keep those knees bent so that we can stretch through our spine first. Stretching, lengthening through that spine, lengthening through those armpits, through that chest.
Maybe that head and neck is in between those arms, maybe nodding that head, shaking that head. And then from here, let's pedal. Pedaling those feet down towards the floor. And I will tell you something. Man, my calves are sore. Woo! So good. It's like I was walking up mountains. Kind of was with the step stuff. It was good. And let's drop both those heels down towards the floor. Oi. Let's lift up on our toes, keep our heels high. Let's drop both of our heels over to one side. And then let's bring that back to center. Drop those heels over to the other side. And bring that back to center. And let's walk our feet to meet our hands. Standing forward, fold, front edge of our mat. Ragdoll right here. So let's let our arms dangle. We won't use our blocks quite yet. Let those arms dangle. And then let's make a frame for our head. So let's go ahead and take that opposite elbow with the opposite hand. Framing that head. Making a very heavy frame so that our upper body is being pulled down to the floor. And then our lower body is also being rooted and pulling into the floor as well. So we are folding in half here. So good. Feeling that all the way up the legs, up into the glutes, and then feeling that all the way from that spine down into those arms. So such a good stretch here. Release those arms. Let's take those blocks. Let's inhale, flat back, look forward, tabletop. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up into a nice tall mountain pose. Maybe you're going slow here. You don't want to get too dizzy. And then exhale it around to chair. Good. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale it around to chair. Inhale and lifting up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale it around to chair. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Right foot's going to stay forward. Left foot's going to go back into lunge. Left hand on the block or on the floor. Let's spinal twist with this lunge. Open to the right. Oh, so good. Breathe it here. Very nice. Bring this to center. Take that foot back to meet the other foot. Top of plank. Shifting our weight forward, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down to the floor, heart lifts up off of the floor. Curl our toes under, lift and press. Downward facing dog, breathe. Oh yeah, enjoy your down dog right here. Enjoy the head being lower than the heart. Very nice. Let's walk our feet to meet our hands, standing forward fold, front edge of our mat. Let's inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale it around to chair. Inhale and lifting up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Left foot stays forward. Right foot goes back into lunge. Right hand on the block or the floor. Spinal twist open to the left. Big twist and lunge here. So good. This is such a strong move. Good. Bring this back to center. Take that foot back to make the other foot top of plank. Shift our weight forward. Drop the fronts of the knees. Uncurl our toes. Heart goes down to the floor. Heart lifts up off of the floor. Curl our toes under. Lift and press. Downward facing dog. And breathe. Ooh. Oh yeah. Walk our feet to meet our hands. Let's go through those sun salutations again. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale it around to chair. Inhale and lifting up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Our right foot stays forward. Our left foot goes back into lunge. Left hand on the block or the floor. Spinal twist open to the right. Good, and breathe. Very nice. Bring this to center. Take that foot back to meet the other foot, top of plank. Shifting that weight forward, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl our toes under, lift and press. Downward facing dog. And breathe. Oi. Walk our feet to meet our hands. Standing forward fold. Front edge of the mat. Let's inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep this up. Exhale it around to chair. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Left foot stays forward, right foot goes back. Right hand on the block or the floor. Spinal twist it open. Yes. So good. Breathe it here. And bring this to center. Take that foot back to meet the other foot, top of plank. Shift our weight forward, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl our toes under, lift and press. Downward facing dog and breathe. Maybe nod the head, shake the head. Walk our feet to meet our hands, standing forward fold. Grab those blocks. Let's inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep this up. Exhale it around to chair. Let's hold here in chair. Bring our hands to heart. Let's take our right leg back behind us. So we are in a right crescent. Heel is lifted, front leg nice and bent. Reach up through this. It's a nice strong crescent. And from this crescent pose, let's open. Open this up into proud warrior. I am so, yeah. Opening that up, bend through that front knee. So good, my inner thighs are so soft. Drop that down, take our palm up and reach through that. That just shows me, I'm like, I need to do that. I need to do that workout that I did yesterday. I need to do it again. I need to do it more. It was good. Breathe it here. Inhale and exhale. Good, very nice. Let's bring this back into that proud warrior. Warrior two, very strong with those legs, strong with those arms, faces relaxed. Let's release our front leg. So let's go ahead and straighten that out. Tilt our hips or swing our hips back towards the back so that we can take ourselves down into that wonderful triangle. And I always love to use a block here in the triangle because I love to press into that block so I can push my pelvis forward and get more of that inner thigh stretch. However, if you've got the strength and the flexibility, you can be having your hand on your shin or on your thigh. You don't want it on your kneecap. You can have it there. Or if you're super flexible, then your hand's down on the floor. Otherwise, feel free to use that block or whatever support you have. Maybe you've got a chair or a small stool that you use too. So good. Oh, breathe it here. So good in this triangle. Very nice. And let's go ahead and bring ourselves up. Very nice. Bring our arms down to our side. Let's walk our back foot in, heel toe, just a few times to narrow our stance because we're going to go into our taking our hands to prayer at the lower back, turning it into pyramid. Both of our legs are strong and straight. No bend here, but we bow forward. We have that hinge and that bow. Oh yeah, into that pyramid right here. Good stretch for that front leg. And then we go, of course, the progression, it goes into that balance, warrior three. So you bring yourself forward, either up onto that toe, or lifting and lowering, or lifting, or hinging and lifting. So wherever you are at in your warrior three progression, or doing all of the above, just remember whatever you're doing on this side, you want to, that is your goal to get to do on the other side as well.
Good, and then those arms can be wherever you want them to be. I just keep them on my back. Because I'm focusing so much on my lower body. Good, let's go ahead and hinge this into a half staff. Front knee is bent, lengthening up through those arms. So good. Let's bring that foot back down to the floor. Lengthen up through this, reach up through those arms, dive this down and over. Oh yeah, forward fold. Relax it right here. You can grab those blocks again. Let's inhale, flat back, look forward, tabletop. Exhale and release. Good. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale it around into chair. Good. Hands to heart. Now let's take our left leg behind us so that we're in crescent on the other side. Left heel is lifted. And let's take it up into that nice, wonderful crescent. Front knee is bent. Very strong here. Oh, yeah, yeah. And then let's open this up. Open this up. Round warrior. Oh, your thighs right there. So good. Breathe it. Let's drop that back arm. Take our palm up. Peaceful warrior. Peaceful warrior. And breathe. Good, back into that proud warrior. Warrior two. Very nice, and release that front leg. Let's tilt those hips over. And let's take this down into that triangle. Oh my goodness. And breathe. Inhaling and exhaling. Such a good stretch here, not only for those legs, but also so much for that torso, because we are trying to open our chest towards the sky. So our belly button is twisting towards the ceiling. And that is just automatically stretching through that torso, through the groin, through the abdominals. Good, let's go ahead and bring this up. Release those arms, walk that back foot in, heel toe, just to narrow that up a little bit. Let's take our hands to prayer at the low back. Let's turn our torso so that our hips are squared forward. And we're going to bow. So bowing that into our pyramid. Both of our legs are straight and strong here, but getting that such good stretch in that front leg, that front straight leg. Also in the back leg as well, but man, I feel a ton in that front leg. And breathe. Good, let's bring this forward, progressing right into that warrior three. So either up on that toe, lifting and lowering, or all of the above, or you are working on that full balance. Arms can be where you want them. They can be on your back, they can be out to the side, off to the front. And breathe. These are such good, strong poses. These build strength. And let's go ahead and hinge this and bring this up into that nice staff pose, half staff, reaching up through that. Very good. And then release that leg down. Inhale and lift this up, nice tall mountain. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Let's inhale and sweep those arms up again. Let's exhale it around into chair again. Ooh, nice chair right here. Good. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Take both feet back into a top of plank right here. Nice top of plank, strong top of plank. Shift our weight forward. Drop the fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl our toes under, lift and press, downward facing dog, and breathe. Good. Enjoy this down dog, enjoy this inversion, head being lower than the heart just for a few moments here. Few breaths. We're gonna center our weight
into our three-legged down dog. So go ahead and lift our right leg up. Let's lift that right leg up, bend that right knee and drop our right heel over towards that left glute. Very good. Let's bring that bent knee back to center and let's go and sweep this through. Take ourselves into our full pigeon on the floor. Maybe you need support under your glute here. I'm gonna challenge myself. To let that go down. So you can be on your hands, on your elbows, or lying all the way down, just depending on your flexibility and your mobility. Remember, comfortably uncomfortable, but not painful. You don't want to go to any intense pain, but comfortably uncomfortable. You can do that and breathe. Using that deep inhale and that deep exhale. So good. Good. Let's go ahead and press ourselves back up and then curl that back toe under. We're going to lift ourselves back up into that downward facing dog. Good. So find yourself in that down dog once again. And then in this down dog, let's go ahead and pedal our feet a little bit. So pedaling those heels down towards the floor. And maybe you can over exaggerate those hips. That's a really good stretch there too. Oh yeah. And then drop those heels down towards the floor. We're going to center our weight again, and then now we're going to lift our left leg up. So we've got three-legged down dog with that left leg lifted. Let's bend at that knee and drop that heel over towards that glute. Breathe it. Bring that belly back to center, and let's go and sweep it through so that we are in pigeon on the other side. Maybe you have one side that's tighter than the other. And you're either on the hands, on the elbows, or all the way down, but trying to do the same thing on this side that you did on the other side, if that's possible. Again, comfortably uncomfortable. Or maybe this is super easy for you, or maybe this is very difficult for you. Every day is different. So many things go into how our bodies are feeling. So many factors. Breathe it, and how they are responding, how they are strengthening, stretching. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Let's do another breath here down in this pigeon. And let's bring ourselves halfway up. Let's curl that back toe under again. And then let's go ahead and lift ourselves back into that downward facing dog. So good. And let's go ahead and pedal our feet down again. Very nice. All right, let's bring this back to top of plank. So let's go ahead and take this into top of plank. Let's shift our weight forward, drop the fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl our toes under, press this up, downward facing dog. We're gonna do about 4 more like that, just for some upper body strengthening today. Just for, it's like, these are like monster push-ups. Let's go ahead and take ourselves back to top of plank. Shift our weight forward, drop the fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down to the floor, heart lifts up off of the floor. So good for that back. Curl our toes under, and let's press this up. Yeah, right there. Bicep, tricep, shoulders, chest, all those good arm muscles. So good. It's so important that you're able to push yourself up or push yourself away from things. So good to have that strength. Let's bring ourselves back to top of plank. Shift our weight forward, drop the fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down to the floor, heart lifts up off of the floor. Good. Curl our toes under, lift and press. Downward facing dog once again. Very nice. And that was 3. That was 3 already. Good job. Breathe it here. Very nice. Bring yourself back to top of plank. Shift our weight forward. Drop the fronts of the knees. Uncurl our toes. Heart goes down. Heart lifts up. Curl our toes under. Let that press. Downward facing dog. And breathe. That was 4. Very nice. Good job. Good. Bring our knees down to the floor. Take ourselves back into a nice child's pose. This time we can bring our arms by our sides, our palms facing up, our elbows dropping off to the side. Oh, that's a good lat stretch right there. So those big back muscles, good stretching right there. Breathe it. Very nice. Hands by our knees. Press ourselves up. Grab what you need for when we get to final relaxation. We're not going there yet, but grab a block and grab a strap and then grab whatever you need for relaxation. Because we're going to do some bridge work and then we're going to use the strap with stretching our legs. And yeah, then we'll get into final relaxation. So grab that block. Take that block between those knees. Let's take ourselves onto our backs. This bridge work, this is our multivitamin work. This is the stuff. Bridges are things that we should be doing all of the time because they're so functional, so important for everyday life. So we've got that block squeezed. We've got our feet lined up with our knees are lined up with our hips, our arms are right by our sides, hands are pressed into the floor. Let's inhale, lift our pelvis towards the ceiling. And exhale, lower that pelvis down towards the floor. We're going to do a few of these just to continue to keep that spine nice and warm. Let's inhale and lift this up. And exhale, lower this down. Inhale and lift this up. And exhale and lower this down. Inhale and lift this up. And exhale and lower this down. Good. Inhale and lift this up. Hold this here. We can exhale as we stay lifted. So we are holding up in this bridge. Now this may be very challenging, or you may be like, whatever. We want to have our alignment nice. So we want our knees still aligned with our feet and then our knees aligned with our hips still. So we're still squeezing that block. Maybe you're able to take your shoulders underneath you just a little bit more to lift that pelvis a little bit higher. Or maybe not, listening to that body, breathing it here. And maybe your legs are on fire a little bit. Mine are my quadriceps and my glutes, my low back. It's all engaged. It's all, because it's already been warmed up and there's blood flow already there from our sun salutations and our warriors. So they are primed. Our muscles are like, yeah. Let's burn it, burn more. Very good. Holding this here, keep holding, and keep breathing. Breathing. Inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. This is an isometric bridge hold. Very good for strengthening. And let's do this again. Inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. We got 2 more like that. Inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. Maybe things are starting to shake, or maybe they've been shaking. And inhale it deeply. Maybe your hamstrings are cramping. And exhale it out. Good. Let's slowly drop that pelvis to the floor. Oh, man. Good. Dropping that pelvis down. Keeping that block. Squeeze between those thighs. Lift our feet up off the floor. So we've got our feet lifted, our feet flexed. Legs are lifted as well. And we've still got that block squeezed. So let's lower those feet back towards the floor. Inhale, lift that pelvis up. Exhale, lower this down. Lift those feet up. So we're doing a little bit of a reverse abdominal strengthening here. Drop those feet back down towards the floor. Inhale, lift that pelvis up. Exhale, lower this down. Bring those feet up. Bring those feet back down. Inhale and lift that pelvis up into bridge. Exhale and lower this down. Bring those feet up and lower those feet back down. Let's do this again. Inhale and lift that pelvis up. Exhale and lower that pelvis down. Inhale, feet come up. Exhale, feet go back down. Good, very nice. I added the breath to that one. Let's inhale, lift that pelvis up. And exhale, lower this down. And you can breathe here however you want. Just go ahead and lift those legs up. and replace those feet back onto the floor. Very nice. We can put that block off to the side just for a moment. You want to imagine that that block is still there. We want our legs very close. We're going to lift ourselves back up into this bridge. So this nice strong bridge right here, pretending we have the block there. We don't want it there because we're going to go into single leg. So we're going to extend our right leg out and then lift that leg up. Hold this here. Breathe it. Inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. Good. Bring that leg back down so those knees are in alignment. And then bring that foot back down. Very good. Drop our pelvis back down. Very nice. All right, we're going to do that on the other side. Let's inhale, lift this up. So imagining we still have that block there. Everything's very nice and aligned. And we're going to extend our left leg and then lift that left leg. Oh, man. Breathe it here. Inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. Good. Inhale it deeply. Man, that right leg is shaking. And exhale it out. Good. Bring those knees back to alignment to one another. And then you can bring that foot back to the floor. Oh my goodness. Drop that pelvis back down towards the floor. We're going to do that one more time on each side. If those legs were burning, so good. Very normal. Very good. Let's lift ourselves back up into that bridge, pretending we have that block so our legs are super aligned. Keeping that knee alignment. So let's pretend that we're still squeezing that block. Let's just extend that right leg out. And now that block just disappears because we're going to lift our left leg up. Oh my goodness. And breathe it here. And exhale it out. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale it out. Good. Bring that knee back down to alignment with the other knee. And then release that foot down towards the floor. Oh man, drop that pelvis down. Good. All right, one more side. You've got this. You can do this. We've got that pretend block. Let's inhale and lift this up. Squeezing that up into that strong bridge. Pretending we've got that block there still. Extend that left leg. So knees are aligned. And then that block disappears and we get to lift that left leg up. So inhale it here. And exhale it out. And inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. So I didn't even notice. Oh my gosh, you guys, my clock is stopped. So I think we're over. I was like, how is this class so long? Stay where you're at. Let me look at the clock. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Okay, we're gonna move ourselves into relaxation. So let's lengthen through our legs towards one end of the room, reach through our arms for the other. I was like, why is it still 9:45? Because my clock is stopped. I've just been waiting. I have like a 10-mile long list of things that randomly never happen and have been happening in the last 3 days. I don't even know. I don't know. Good. Reach through those arms, reach through those legs. Oh yeah. And lengthen. Imagine somebody's pulling at those arms. Somebody else is pulling at the legs, adding an inch or two to your height here. Let's inhale it deeply. And exhale it. So good. All you can do is laugh and go with it. And know that it's just, there is a reason for everything. So relaxing. Let's go ahead and bend our knees. Maybe you're able to flatten your back into the floor. Oh yeah, that feels good. Let's drop both of our knees over to our most comfortable side. Take yourself onto your side. Good. And then let's slowly bring ourselves up. Slowly bring ourselves up. You guys are so good, so patient. Bring ourselves up into that seated pose that feels strong and supportive for you. Let's lengthen up through that torso. Ooh. Let's inhale and sweep those arms up. Bring our palms together. And then let's exhale, eyes following our fingers. Take our chin to our chest.
And lift that head center, take our fingers to forehead. As we leave today, let us think thoughts of truth. Take our fingers to our lips. As we leave today and speak with others, let us speak words of love. And taking our hands to our hearts. As we leave today, let our lives be a light of truth and a light of love, having hearts of compassion and mercy, knowing that we have not been given a spirit of fear, but the spirit of love and a sound and peaceful mind. Big, deep inhale here. Nice cleansing inhale. And let all of that air out. We're going to do one more breath like that. Big inhale. And big exhale. And thank you for joining me for the practice.